The lands of Mars. Lands of Mars. Who inhabits or inhabited these lands that lie behind the walls of ice and the mountain walls? There lies this great world crossing the second dome and traversing lands that few humans have ever seen. Mars has great incidents in the known lands, since in those lands several events related to humanity happen and still happen today. This immense circle environment and misnamed red planet harbored a great and diverse life within this dome. The native Martian civilization was reportedly totally annihilated by the colonizers. So why wasn't part of it left for possible further development or even for some kind of manipulation by the colonizers themselves? Apparently, this race was firm in their convictions based on their morals and ethics, preferring to die and extinguish their race in battle rather than beg for freedoms and quotas under conditions that colonization would impose. The Anunnaki, at the end of their mission, realized that not a single Martian was left standing, since the last ones even committed suicide. They were surprised since they did not expect this to happen. In fact, it was their first colonization, and after this, they took precautions. The original Martian race was known in later studies was an advanced race in its technology that prioritized the spiritual growth and welfare of their community. They had little military training and technology, so their defense was almost nil. The custodians soon took the great lands and grouped in the great centers, taking advantage of all the knowledge and progress that was left there. Nowadays, the lands of Mars are simply experimental lands where several races coexist and generate wars between them and different reasons for almost eternal conflicts. The leaders of these lands are both Anunnaki and custodians. There is a community of humans mostly made of people who belong to a small group and earn their passage only by their hard work and betraying their own race in their homelands. The best known member, who might even be living in the human colony of the last humans, I am referring to the last reset, would be the well-known explorer Rear Admiral Richard Byrd, who knew how to be on the other side for a long time and to confess some truths before giving himself up completely. Some of the many stories that we have out there that are written today to keep the truth away from the Terra Infinita and the civilizations that live behind the ice barriers and the domes that separate them. In the lands of Mars also coexist the famous Greys and some minor Draconian colony, or also known as Adamans. Between the Greys, the human colony, there is a rivalry existing since almost the beginning of the transportation of the custodians to the humans there. The custodians and Anunnaki monitor everything very well and do not miss any detail of them. What had begun in the clone lands today takes place in these lands. Possibly this transfer is due to the time difference that exists in that environment. Their time, as in many other circle environments or lands within different domes, is different from the lands of Mars. For this reason, the passage of Mars of humans is always welcome, despite the dangers involved, since it is a one-way ticket to a long life of almost 500 years in comparison. There are also other races, almost all moved by the custodians in their frantic conquest of the 178 circles or worlds, and many other races originating from different sectors were also moved there. The lands of Mars are considered as in a large zoo, where different behaviors, confrontations, and conflict resolutions are studied. A huge farm of exhaustive monitoring and analysis of races.